Welcome to Wrestling Goons Radio. We are one day away from WrestleMania. We're not going to get into that today, but what we do want to tell you to start the show is Dan the Man Tanner is on the Twitter account right now. He is covering the Hall of Fame. So when you hear this, if you want to follow anything about the Hall of Fame or know what went down, go to @Goons Radio. Give us a follow and you will find out all you need to know. Today we're in part 3 of our 7-part series, and we are going to talk about roster positioning. That's very important in getting over in pro wrestling. It also determines how over you are and how over you're not. My panel today is in 2 men joining me, Damien Lawson and Mark Pitts. Damien, how you doing, brother?
I'm great. How you doing?
Man,
How's everybody out there?
I'm ready for WrestleMania. That's what I'm ready for. Mark?
Yeah, I can wait.
Mark, what's going on, man?
Ready for that, 8-hour long WrestleMania tomorrow.
Yeah, me and Mark already have plans.
Feels like a work day or something.
Mark is showing up at my place at 5 o'clock, and we are going to give you all the coverage of Wrestling News Radio that we can give you. Because we are going to dedicate ourselves to all the pre-show crap and all the 4 hours. We're going to be there. We're going to do it. But today we're going to talk about roster positioning. Guys, this is going to be a big important topic because as we all know, there's somebody in the main event that many people in the IWC don't really think should be there. But we're also in the year 2015. Going back, into the old days, it was kind of an insult to work the opening match. But I can almost guarantee you that at WrestleMania, the IC match is probably going to open the show. And if it doesn't open it, it's going to be early on the card. Do you guys like the old format better, how it used to be, where the crappy stuff was early and the good stuff was late? Or do you like that we have a mix of it now? And Damien, I'll start with you.
Okay. It always used to be Intercontinental start WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. You know how many times Shawn Michaels started WrestleMania?
True.
I have no problem with that.
Right.
I have no problem. It's going to be the best match.
Absolutely.
I want to see what happens on who has to follow. Because if you got to follow that match, you got to take it to another level or you lose the crowd. I don't believe a lot of people can do it. I don't.
And I think you just nailed the very first important element of roster positioning. That made it easier in the old days to have the crappy stuff early and the good stuff late because it made it not as hard to follow. And what you just said is a formula in wrestling that is forgotten way too often because, like you just said, how are you going to top that? How are you going to top a ladder match when you follow it with a Divas tag match? You can't top that. And it's really burying the match that follows it, in all honesty. That's just my 2 cents. Mark, what is your opinion on this? Do you think it's any different than it was in the old days?
Yeah, I think it's different than it was in the old days, but I don't necessarily mind it being different. I like the kind of versatility and being able to go from a high point to a low point and back up to another high point during the night. I felt like if you would just stack the card towards the back end so much, the fans would be so spent by the time that main event got through that you might not even have the electricity in the building anymore. People would just be out of it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I hope it starts first. I really hope. It would be really horrible if they made it the co-main event. If you put that ladder match on and you follow it with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, then you've totally crapped on that main event. They don't need to do that, and I hope they don't do that. Matter of fact, I would probably save that Demons match before the main event. That way you got something great to follow crap with. That's how you do it.
Well, the timing they'll probably do the Bray Wyatt and
Undertaker, yeah.
match right before that, just because of the entrances, and it would be right at dusk at that time.
Yeah, and you want to give Undertaker a long time to soak in the moment, so it gives time to really set up the next segment. That's pretty true. I can see that being the co-main event. You're right. I really think that they're going to end with the heavyweight title. That's just my 2 cents. So, do you think that these mid cards is more important today than it was in the old days, Mark?
If you would have asked me that like a couple months ago, then absolutely not. But I think Rusev has done a great job bringing back the U.S. title. And I think that this IC ladder match and the build-up towards it is starting to bring back more prestige to the IC title. But I don't think that it's necessarily there yet as it was back in the olden days.
Okay. Damien,
Hopefully
what's your
it's
thought?
starting to get more up that way, though.
I agree. Damien, what's your thought?
The IC title will get prestige if Daniel Bryan wins it. Ziggler done had it. They done took it so many times. The following Daniel Bryan has, and with Brock Lesnar not going to be no pay-per-views, he's going to headline it with that belt for the next year, probably. So that would be a great move. Cena winning the U.S. title won't be, though. I really believe Rusev should win. I believe that because in character building, it's the best move.
I agree, but I will tell you out a little fact that I found out today. I was looking up some fun facts and trivia for WrestleMania, and I found out that if John Cena does indeed win the United States champion, he will be the most United States champion at 4. Right now, he is in a 4-way tie with 3-time champion with Booker T, Kofi Kingston, Eddie Guerrero, and Chris Benoit. And I know the WWE doesn't want Chris Benoit's name anywhere near the top of that. I really think John Cena's winning tomorrow night. I hope not. I see that happening though. So, but it's not really about the prediction as much as the fact that let's say that Cena does win, okay? But the U.S. title still is more relevant than it's been in, I don't know, guys. Name me a time that the U.S. title was more relevant than right now. Can you do it?
Magnum TA.
Yeah, no, we're going back to 1985, 1986, so we're going back 30 years. I guess you can talk about those Steamboat Austin matches in 93, but you're still reaching really far back. This title has just been dead in the waters, and I like how they're trying to make the mid-card relevant, and I think Damien's right. I think that with the main title being off the show for so long, they're going to use John Cena, and they're going to use Daniel Bryan, and they're going to use Rusev, and they're going to use Dolph Ziggler, and they're going to make the mid-card be the main event, and I'm okay with that, because they all deserve it, to be honest with you, and Roman Reigns will still get his spot to be Roman Reigns, and that's fine too. I like where they're going. I like the direction. Do you think that, Damien, like I was going to say, I guess you pretty much just mentioned it a while ago, you don't think that Cena should be the champion, but you do admit that he would make the title more relevant, though, being the champion than it ever has been, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. Alright.
I don't want him to win it.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't feel like Rusev should lose to Cena.
That puts up my very next question.
I think, if anything, to make Rusev last for the next 10 years, I think the only person should beat him is Brock.
Wow. That actually brings into my next thing, because you brought up Magnum TA in 1985, and we all know that Magnum TA had to work his way up through the Dusty Road system, and he was just that guy, that they saw. But, Magnum really didn't pay his dues that much either, so I really put him and Roman in kind of a similar category, except for Magnum was going to be the guy, So in 2015, in 1985, Damien, what would you say is different in what makes the push and what doesn't?
In this business?
Yes, in the
From
genre of
1985 to now.
yeah,
Okay. Territories.
big store.
Magnum went territory to territory in the South. Also, creative was much, much better. Magnum had better foes than Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is fighting stale 7-footers, or a Kane 10 years past his prime, or a Mark Henry 15 years past his prime, while Magnum was fighting the Four Horsemen.
I think you hit on another. I think you hit on another head there, man. Because even in the territory days, no matter what territory you're in, there was one guy with the creative direction. There was one guy that had a vision, and that one guy told you what to do. Roman Reigns has about 40 voices in his ear every single day, telling him, well, you need to say this, or you need to do that, or you need to do this. That's the biggest difference, is they don't let these guys be who they want to be, or be themselves. And that's really been what killed him. I think he's starting to break out of that a little bit, which is good. But we'll see how much it continues. Mark, what's your thought on what makes it so different from 2015 to 1985, or what makes a push?
Honestly, I really don't want to say it, but right now, what makes a push is whomever Vincent Kennedy McMahon likes.
Well, that's kind of been the same thing since 1985, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, hopefully nowadays he has more people surrounding him that are not just yes men. But I really don't think that that's the case.
Yeah, I don't either.
Hoping that Triple H is starting to change that a little bit, and he's starting to allow Triple H more input, and you can somewhat see it as far as the people that Triple H is behind. I think Vince is allowing them to get a little bit more leeway, like the Seth Rollins and the Dean Ambrose, and whether or not people would like to say it, even Dolph Ziggler. Triple H is behind Dolph Ziggler getting a whole bunch of main events and facing Daniel Bryan as much. But difference, like was said earlier, is probably the territories. That's the biggest thing. They got to get those crowds in the territories, and the crowds knew those people like very, very well. So nowadays, I mean, even though they know them from Monday Night Raw or whatnot, you don't have the same crowd reaction every single week. So one crowd might boo you half to death, and the other crowd might absolutely love you.
That's so true. So, off the top of your head, Mark, who are some guys that got the shaft, so to speak, by Vince McMahon that you felt maybe could have did a lot more had the machine got behind them?
Like I don't really know if getting the machine behind them would have gotten them anything more notoriety or anything like that. But of course, they would have got more titles. Roddy Piper, Jake the Snake Roberts. That's just two off the top of my head. I really don't have any more like right off the top of my head. Maybe I will later on in the show.
Damien, you got anything you want to throw in there?
Yes. Sheldon, MVP.
Two of the top guys on my list.
Ziggler. Let me think.
Vince once referred to Christian when he went to TNA as a doormat. And that's a quote. Vince hates Christian. I don't know why, but he definitely has been held back for many years.
Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy was hated by Vince McMahon. Rey Mysterio. He did not like Rey for some reason.
Vince held. I'm not going to sit here and say Vince because it was a lot more people than Vince.
But you know what, though? I think Mark hit the nail on the head because what WWE has been for so many years until Triple H took over, and I've heard it in so many shit interviews. Paul Heyman said it, Tommy Dreamer said it. You know, JJ Dillon said it. You don't have an idea in WWE. It's Vince's idea. Even if it's your idea, you have to let Vince think Vince came up with it. They're nothing but yes men in WWE. That's all they are. So it's pretty much if you agree with everything Vince says, then you're gonna have a job in the company, and that's what they do. Um, yeah, and I really hate that because I really feel like there's been a ton of talent that could have got over. I'll name a few. Psycho Sid should have been a great heel in WWE for a long time. He wasn't. Um, Jake Snake Roberts, we already mentioned him. Roddy Piper. Yeah, like all those names, Shelton and MVP, like he said, they're names that Johnny. You know what? I didn't even like Johnny. I guess he's Johnny Mundo now. Johnny Nitro. John Morrison. That's who he was. Didn't even like him, but he was a hell of a talent. Like they held him back, so there's gonna be some guys that I would think of. Last but not least, since we're talking about the main event, before we get our final Mania predictions, Damien, do you feel like Roman Reigns should be in the main event tomorrow night?
If this was the old days, yes. We They knew Andre and Hogan was going to be a year before. They knew Hogan and Savage was going to be a year before. They knew Reigns and Lesnar was going to be a year before.
Mm-hmm.
In the old days, yes, it would have worked perfect. I believe in the old days they would have built it better. It wouldn't have been a have to perform on live TV every week because most of the matches was taped. They would have showcased it a lot better if it wasn't for live TV and the internet.
Yeah,
But today, with reality, no. But I also don't believe Daniel Bryan should be there.
so who would you put in this match to face Brock Lesnar?
This is funny. The one person I feel that actually worked the year, got over, even lost a lot. The one person I feel that deserves the main event this year. I'm going to hate my life. John Cena.
Wow. You would do John Cena, Brock Lesnar 4?
Yep.
Wow.
No one. I do not believe Roman deserves to be there. I do not believe Daniel Bryan deserves to be in the main event.
If we were going off the old day formula and it was just off who deserves it, as much as it sickens me, I would have to agree. Like, nobody's put in more work than John Cena. So, yeah. Oh my god, I'm gonna be sick.
I would throw up tomorrow if he was in the main event and he won.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to deal with him in US Jam anyway, so. Mark, do you feel like Roman Reigns is worthy of the main event spot tomorrow night?
Short answer, no. But does he fit into the main event? Yes. They're building Brock up so well and to be such an unstoppable force that really you don't have many other choices. I would actually love to see a Rusev versus Brock Lesnar at this main event. I think that would have been extremely awesome. But yeah, there's only a few people that you could actually see possibly even competing on Brock's level. And like y'all said, Cena would have been one. I think Rusev would have been two.
Nice. I would be more in line to agree with you, Mark, in the fact that, Rusev would have definitely been a better fit, but at the same time, I would also think that Roman, he is a fit in the main event, but when you look at his win-loss record, yeah, they built him that way and blah, 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 and I will also admit that the hernia really set him back. He missed like 2.5 months of action in the middle of his push. But besides that, like Roman, he wasn't the superstar of the year. They just gave that to him, which was crap. But he deserves to be there. I'll put him there, and I'm cool with it. I hope he turns heel. That's my hope, but we'll get to that in a minute when we get to our predictions. We're going to jump into that right now. WrestleMania is tomorrow night. I want to remind everybody one more time that Dan the Man Tanner is on Twitter right now at Goons Radio. That's at Goons Radio. He is going over the Hall of Fame tonight. He'll be posting materials all night long. So once you hear this, hop on over to Twitter, give us a follow, and check us out. WrestleMania will start apparently with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't know. I think there's 20 people in it, and I'm okay with that. Damien, what do you got with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
Mizdow.
Who are going to be the final three? Who do you think is going to be in there with him?
Mizdow and the Miz.
Mizdow and the Miz are going to be the final two. Mark, Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Axelmania. Final three is going to be Axelmania, Ryback, and the Mizdow.
And the Mizdow. I think I'm going to be in line to agree with you on that. I think that can be the final ones. I'm going to go with Mizdow. She's my winner. I wish this was for like a future title shot in an Intercontinental or a U.S. title. I feel like that would have made this so much more important.
Yeah, that I believe that could honestly work, like a future U.S. title shot.
Yeah.
That'd be something cool. I mean, if you're going to what I believe they're trying to do in separating the WWE World Heavyweight title to be up here on this tall pedestal, I think the next step down should be the Intercontinental, and then the step down from that should be your U.S. And I think the winner of the Battle Royal should go to the U.S. title.
Alright, what's the next match on the card we want to go over, Mark? I'll let you take over the card rundown.
Let's do the Divas tag.
Alright, Divas tag match. I think we're both under the agreement that this is leading to bigger things, and this tag match is just a bad way to get to the next part of it. But what do you think is going to happen anyway?
I'm hoping for the Bella's destruction, especially after that promo that Nikki and Free cut. Forget it. I want them to get destroyed.
Yeah, man, how good was that heel promo? They really...
I'm telling you, Nikki has stepped up her heel game. Like, I know most people are like, oh, the Bellas, they're just wannabe models, and they may have came in that way, but I mean, so did Layla. Layla came in with the Diva search. Whatever.
Yep. I'm gonna go with the Bellas actually winning. I think that AJ and Paige are gonna self-destruct more over their jealousy for this title, but I'm hoping that the Bellas destruct too, because I want to see all four Divas think they are the best. Like, I need to see that storyline. Then that would make me happy. So, we're disagreeing on that. What do we got next?
The tag team title.
Alright, Fatal 4-Way Tag Team title. This is a pretty much given here, right? Cesaro and Kid.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Kid. Although I'm hoping that it's a pretty good match.
I'm expecting a really good match. Like, I don't say this often, but Los Matadores has good chemistry with the Brass Ring Club. Like, they put on good matches when they're in the ring together. So, I'm perfectly okay with that. Damien.
Pretty good in the ring as well.
Absolutely. Who is?
The New Day?
Yeah, actually they are. Like, I wish Kofi was here. That would make the match so much better if Kofi were in it, but whatever. We got him. Damien, are you with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Alright, we went over real quick the last match we went over with the Divas tag match. Do you have an opinion on that, about any kind of what you think might happen?
I think we're going to turn on his sister.
Okay, so you do think there's going to be a Bella turn too. Mark thinks that as well. That's awesome. What do you think about this the Fatal 4-Way Tag match?
The Fatal 4-Way Tag match? Cesaro and Tyson Kidd is going to win.
Okay, do you think it'll be a decent match?
I think Cesaro and Tyson Kidd will put on a decent match, yes.
Okay.
I don't believe in the New Day.
Yeah, I got you. Mark, what do we got next?
U.S. U.S. title match, I guess.
U.S. title match. John Cena Rusev. God, this is the controversial one. I'm gonna say, unfortunately, John Cena. Mark?
And I know it's probably going to be John Cena, but I already told myself that I'm going to wish this into existence. Rusev.
Rusev.
Crush.
And Damien.
John Cena, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're in agreement. You know what, though? And this is what I was thinking. If they really wanted to make Roman as strong as possible, wouldn't it make sense for John Cena to fail yet again at beating Rusev? But when it comes time for Rusev to step up to Roman Reigns, he can't get the job done? That's how I would do it. Call me crazy. Anybody else agree?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think if John Cena can't get it done again, and you have Roman barely lose to Brock, he could step down and take out Rusev, and it would be just as big, if not more, for Roman Reigns, and the crowd would get behind him.
You don't think he can beat Brock and Rusev?
I think that a loss to Brock wouldn't be as detrimental to him.
I agree with you on that, but I just think that Vince disagrees with us.
Yeah, and whatever Vince wants, Vince gets. But yeah, he can disagree if he wants to, I guess.
Yeah, Damien.
I like Mark's idea.
I do too.
A loss to Brock will not do anything to Reigns. I do not believe it.
Especially if it's just a blank loss.
One, if Reigns lose to Brock, I do believe he wins the Money in the Bank.
Wow, so Roman Reigns.
And if it is Lesnar, Rock next year, I believe he cashes in on Rock.
You know what? I haven't even thought about that possibility, but if he did win, Roman being Money in the Bank would be the best thing because he gets such a mixed reaction already. Then you would keep that anticipation every single week with him carrying that briefcase around. That's pretty good. I like that. I'll consider that for future thought. I guess the next thing we're going to go over is the only two matches left until the main event. Sting Triple H. No, we haven't done Randy Orton for Seth Rollins either. We'll get to that after Sting Triple H. Sting Triple H, Damien. First off, are you excited for this at all? And secondly, how do you think it's going to
go? Okay. I have a slight interest because this is Sting's first WrestleMania.
And only, probably.
And that's where it ends.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't care about WCW versus WWE. It's over. It's been over, 14 years now?
Yep.
Just stop bringing it up. Ted Turner ain't gonna buy his videos back. So, it's not important to me. Yeah. I wish Sting wins. I want Sting to win. And I know Triple H doesn't care if he wins or loses at WrestleMania. He cares about his interests, and that's it.
So you got Sting?
Sting? Yeah, I got Sting.
Alright, you got Sting. I agree with everything you said too, pretty much. Mark, do you care about this match at all, and who do you think is going to win it?
Yeah, I'm with Damien. It is 14 years too late. Glad he's coming for one WrestleMania. Glad he'll be in the Hall of Fame, but yeah, Triple H is going to lose this match. I hope it's a better match than everyone's expecting, but I'm not expecting that much.
I really hope Sting has a more elaborate entrance than the one they've been giving him, so.
Oh, it's Mania. You know he will.
Yeah, well, I don't know anything when it comes to WWE, Mark, so.
But I did hear that Triple H is doing a Terminator entrance.
That's pretty fitting for this WrestleMania. Oh, man. Undertaker Bray Wyatt, guys. This might be the most controversial one of the night because we're all kind of torn on what should happen and what shouldn't. I'll start with Mark. Yeah, I know you're excited for it. I ain't even gonna ask that. How do you think it'll go?
Man. I think that probably Taker is going to win this one. If he doesn't, that'll be fine with me. But I just have a feeling that they're not going to let him lose twice in a row.
No, I feel you. Damien, Bray Wyatt and Undertaker, you ready for it? And how do you think it'll go?
He's going to win. I don't think he loses another match at WrestleMania.
Undertaker?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't think he loses. I think he's held in the sunset. Only lost to one person.
Do you think the loss hurts Bray Wyatt, or is there a way to make him stronger coming out of it?
Bray's going to look strong.
Okay.
Bray is going to look strong. I believe even a loss to the Undertaker cannot hurt Bray. Who has it hurt in the past 5 years?
Nobody in the past 5.
Nobody. It pushed everybody except CM Punk. He was taking time off.
It didn't really push IRS, but that was 1995. So he was also Bray Wyatt's father, by the way, which is an ironic thing that 20 years in between he's going to take out father and son. That's pretty cool. I am going to agree with everybody. I think Undertaker is going to win, and I don't think it makes Bray look weak. I think Bray can use it as saying that he realizes that his face of fear isn't as strong as he thought, and that he needs to get darker. And if Bray Wyatt gets darker, I am all for it. So, yeah, I'm good with it, but I think Undertaker wins. I don't know how Undertaker is going to tombstone Bray Wyatt. I want to see that. Because I don't think his old ass can get him up. That's just my opinion. We'll see. It might be one of those choke slams where they don't really get up in the air, you know what I mean? He just kind of grabs them by the neck and they fall down. I can see that happening. That brings us to the main event, guys. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. And I will start this with a 3-part question. And I'll start it with Damien. The first part, are you...
Hold on a second. IC title.
IC title. The ladder match. How do we leave that out? Get to the main event in a minute. Ladder match. Mark, Damien, we'll roll with you first in the ladder match. Are you ready for it? Who you got winning?
Okay. I got Stardust looking strong. Ambrose looking strong. But when the smoke cleared, only person I can see holding that title is Daniel Bryan.
Yep. Mark?
I imagine the crowd's reaction if Daniel Bryan does not win that damn title.
Especially if it starts the show. That would be insane. If he doesn't win the title and they're booing every other match to follow, holy crap. Mark.
You lose the crowd.
Yeah, it's done. You're finished. They did that with Sheamus and Bryan too, though, a couple of years ago. So, with the whole 18-second thing. Mark.
Yeah, I have to agree that I think Daniel Bryan's going to come out of this victorious. But I think from going here on out, I think that him, Dean Ambrose, and Dolph Ziggler are going to be feuding for a while over that IC title, which I'm perfectly okay with.
I agree. I think that they are definitely going to be in the title picture. I'm hoping that they do more with Luke Harper in it, because I don't really know why he isn't focused more when all of his matches are solid. But, you know, they just doesn't like him. Whatever. That does bring us to the main event, though. So, we're here, and like I said, I'll bring it up into 3 parts. Damien, I'll start with you. Are you excited for the main event? How do you think it will go? And will Seth Rollins cash in to end the night?
Okay. I think it'll be back and forth. I think Reigns take a beating. I think he's going to get his little signature Superman punch, run out the ring, kick you, spear, all that. He's going to get it all, but I do not think he's going to come close. I also think at least 3 times. And Paul Heyman would turn on Brock in the process. I also think Seth would try to cash and fail.
He'll fail. Nice. Mark, main event time, sir.
I am actually excited for the match. Like what RJ says, I think the match will be pretty good. I think it's going to be a slugfest. I have your reigning, defending WWE World Heavyweight still retaining, and I don't think Seth cashes in. I don't think that he attempts it. I think that he might attempt it the Monday after. But of course, you have Randy Orton or Dean Ambrose trying to stop him from cashing in as well.
My prediction is quite simple. I'm going to take a little bit of what both of you said and go against both of what you said. I think that it is going to be a solid match. I gave it my match of the night vote in our Goons poll because I really do feel like it's going to be a fight. I think that Paul Heyman has sold me on this to where I believe these are two monsters that are going to do all they can to kill each other without animosity. They respect each other. They're just going to go out there and kill each other like two lions. And that's awesome to me. I think that Roman is turning. I've seen way too many Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns public appearances together in the last week. They work so well together. They're meant to be together. Also, it allows Brock to disappear until around SummerSlam when he can come back in his part-time role, destroying everybody on the roster in order to get to Heyman and Reigns. That's great storytelling, and I hope that's where they go. So I'm going to say that Roman Reigns is the champion with the help of Paul Heyman, and Seth does not cash in until the following night. But I don't know if he'll cash in on a heel Roman Reigns, so we'll have to wait and see on that. Any final thoughts, Damien, you want to add before we sign off?
One thing. If Reigns Orton starts WrestleMania, if Rollins Orton starts WrestleMania, he's cashing in.
Awesome. And if he loses, I think he can cash it in.
I believe he has enough time to recover from whatever happens in his match to cash in.
They've always usually done that. When they have it cashed in at the pay-per-view, the other person loses their match the night before, like their match before. And then they wind up winning the belt later in the night. Mark, do you have any final thoughts before we sign off?
Tomorrow.
That's pretty much all we got. Again, I want to remind everybody one more time, we got Twitter up and rolling finally, and Dan the Man Tanner is over there tonight with the Hall of Fame coverage. So when you hear this, get on over to Twitter, get an @Goons Radio, and give us a like. On Facebook, we are @The Wrestling Goons. You will be able to find all of our podcasts there and on YouTube as well under the same name. We will probably be trying to bring you a live follow-up show tomorrow night, depending on how many people we have. We are really expanding our coverage for WrestleMania, so we will be sure to get that to you, and if we are, stay tuned. But for Damien and Mark and myself, Anthony, we will see you on the flip side.